babies can see me real quick. Hey babies, it's the queen. How y'all doing? It's Saturday, June 8th. Oh my god, it's going fast. It's going fast. It really is. I'm just chilling in the house because where I am, it is 101 degrees. Yes. So I'm just chilling in the house getting some air, but I'm trying to build up a little bit of feed. Um, Basically, I wanted to talk about what we allow as people, not just black people, but people. So I'm gonna try to build up a feed real quick. Hopefully, I can get y'all, but I know it's nice everywhere, so I know a lot of people are outside just chilling right now. I'm in my kitchen. I know I'm always in the kitchen doing something. I'm not actually doing much. I'm just chilling, relaxing. The movie, well, When They See Us, the 4-part series is out, and everyone's been watching it. And me, and I don't know if y'all remember Baby Mama, who used to be the host on my show, we have been debating about that series, When They See Us. We've been debating, and it made me want to talk to y'all about that and the Kalief Browder story. Baby Mama and me have different opinions on it. Okay, my heart hurts when I watch stuff like that because I am a mother of 4, and I do have a son, and I couldn't even imagine if anyone decided to try to take his life, let alone the police or the government just setting him up or whatever the case may be. So for all of y'all that watch that When They See Us, can y'all help me? Can y'all comment? Because I know a lot of people watched it. It's 4 parts. Each part is an hour. It was on Netflix. It's downloadable. But When They See Us is based on the story of the 5 young men from Central Park that the state of New York accused of raping and beating a white woman. And they all did time, 14, 15, and 16 years old, 5 black and Spanish boys. They all did about between 6 to 13 years, but they were innocent. Okay? They were literally 14, 15, and 16 years old. And the state has never apologized. New York has never apologized. They were freed because the person who actually committed the crime decided to admit to it. Now, me and Baby Mama's argument, okay, and I know hopefully she'll watch it, but our argument is basically about the fact she felt like, the children at 14, 15, and 16 years old were not properly informed as black and brown boys on how to speak to police. However, like I said, they're 14, 15, and 16 years old at this time when the story actually takes place. And what was told to them, even though when they tell you the story, you will assume that all 5 of these young men knew each other and that they were friends and whatnot, but they weren't. The police had a list of people. They knocked on doors. They picked people up. And all 5 of these boys did not know each other before the crime that they were committed of doing, when they didn't even do it. So basically, the police explained to these 14, 15, and 16-year-old boys, if you admit, and this is how they said it to them, if you admit to doing this crime, we will free you. And so they all admitted to it because that's what the police told them to do. Here's where me and Baby Mama have our conflict. She feels like their parents should have prepared them for these type of situations, which I do agree with that. Your parents should prepare you for speaking with police and things of that nature. However, every person on earth should know there is no way that you can admit to doing a crime and think that you are going to go home. So what they did to those boys, the Central Park 5, now that that movie is out, what they did to them was beyond reason. Okay, the young guy Corey, the oldest, he's 16. He did the most time, and he wasn't even a suspect. He walked a friend to the police station to prove his innocence, and that friend and his mother left him there by accident because he fell asleep. And they took him and they kept that man for 13 to 15 years, saying that he raped a white woman with 4 other people that he didn't even know. And what I'm trying to explain to you guys is these things go on all the time when it comes to black and brown people. So no matter what you prepare your child for, how much you tell your child do not speak to any officers, the way these police officers are going about things nowadays is just downright despicable and ignorant and rude. And they don't care because they don't see, we see a 9-year-old black boy, we see a 10-year-old black boy, they see future criminals. Okay? Not all of them, because not all police are bad. However, what they did to the Central Park 5 at 14, 15, and 16, as a mother, I would have never stopped fighting. I would have personally had my son, if he was one of them, I would have sent him somewhere where they couldn't find him until that case was over. And they could have did whatever they wanted to me, but to my son, it wouldn't have happened. Not at 14, 15, and 16. They clearly explained to the Central Park 5, if you admit to committing this crime, we will send you home. When we all know there's no way possible that you can commit to a rape and get to go free. Or you could admit to a murder and get to go free. So with that movie coming out, everybody's like so appalled, but it's still happening to this day and age. I just read where a young man in South Carolina, they have evidence showing he's 19 years old. He got sentenced to 65 years. They have evidence showing that a police officer committed that crime. But that young black boy at 19 years old was sentenced to 65 years because he's black and the police officer is white. So even though the Central Park 5 happened in 1989, it is 2019, and this is what's still happening to our people, to our black men, to our brown men, to our children, to our sons, to our fathers, to our husbands. It is still happening. So even if we inform them of what police do and how to engage with them, these things are still going to happen until the mentality of people change. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like even with the Kalief Browder story. Kalief Browder spent 3 years in jail for supposedly stealing a book bag. He spent 3 years at 17 years old. He spent 3 years in Rikers Island. Do you know the mental and physical abuse that young man subsided? Because his bail was $800 and his mother didn't have that. And then they were too unknowledgeable to understand that he could have gotten out, but they didn't fight. She went to visit him. He spent all his time getting beat up in solitary confinement, getting raped in there. Like, so the police were fucking him up. So much happened to this 17-year-old boy in Rikers Island over a book bag. And when he got out, he hung himself because he couldn't no longer deal with life. And this is what happens to our black and brown boys. No matter how many movies we make, no matter how many videos we get of seeing it live and seeing what's truly going on in the world, the mentality of the government has not changed. So therefore, they're going to continue to harass black people for walking home. They're going to continue to kill black people driving down the street for no reason. This is what happens. And the sad part is, we as people have gotten so used to it. You know how they always say you show somebody how to treat you? We've shown the world as black and brown people that we are going to cry, march, and then get over it. We've shown them how to treat us. We've shown them no matter what they do to us, at some point we will get over it. But y'all don't realize, as black and brown people, if we stood up, we would be so powerful. We would be, if we could unite as one unit, just the human race who does not want violence and killing for no reason, if we could just stand up and unite, we could take over in a non-violent way. Keep our money to ourselves, do things that is black incorporated, but we're showing them, oh, we're going to get over it. And we're going to continue to spend our dollars in white people world and do what white people want us to do. Like the activists that are standing up for Ferguson, the activists that stood up for what happened in New York. 6 activists are dead now. No one seems to know. No one seems to care. No one seems to be following up. It's not on the news because we've shown them, you continue to kill us in silence and we will die off silently. I'm going to be very real for y'all. My son is 19 years old and he's a Marine. No, I did not want him to be a Marine. But I'm going to tell y'all, as the little 5-foot nothingness that I am, I wish a police officer would. I would die that day. I would literally die that day. Well, I got life insurance and whatever, but that means absolutely nothing. I'm a mother that I'm going to fight for my children to the end. You literally would have to kill me. There's no way at 14, 15, 16 years old you could have committed my child to 6 to 13 years for a rape I know they did not commit. And if you guys watch that movie, When They See Us by Ava DuVernay, that is a real movie. This really happened to those 5 boys, and they called them the Central Park 5. When only one person actually raped and attacked that woman. This movie is heartbreaking, but it's showing the truths of what's going on. And after you watch When They See Us, you need to watch the Kalief Browder story. These things are still going on with our black and brown children all over the world. When is enough going to be enough? When are we going to be tired enough to understand that we are showing them it's okay to treat us like that? Just like in a relationship, your woman starts snapping out and fucking you up and you stay, you're showing her she can treat you like that. Your man starts cheating on you and bringing women home and you stay, you're showing he can treat you like that. So when the police just kill us and do whatever they want to do and we just march for a week and then go back to our lives, we're showing them it's okay to continuously treat us like that. You've been treating us like that since the 18th century. Why not continue to treat us like that? And we're showing them it's okay when it's not. It's not. And I'm speaking on this because of the fact so many people have hit me up and said, hey, Queen, did you watch it? I didn't watch the whole thing. It hurt my heart. They're sending a 16-year-old boy to Rikers Island for a rape he knows he didn't commit. They know they didn't commit. And they continuously told those boys, say what we told you to say. After they beat their asses, that's what they did first. After they beat their asses, they told them, say what we want you to say and you can go home. When we all know, whether you're educated or not, we all know that when you do the crime, you do the time. So there's no way in the world that telling them, oh yes, I did this because the police told me to say that I did this, that you were ever going home. And at 14, 15, and 16, that is fucked up. So please watch When They See Us and educate your children. And there's a movie that Spike Lee just put out on Netflix called See You Yesterday. Y'all need to download that and watch that. Watch the Kalief Browder story. Find Rosewood. Rosewood, they don't even play that movie no more. But find Rosewood and have your kids watch it. We need to stand up as a united people. Because I'm telling you, we show them that we don't stand for nothing. That's why we falling for everything that they showing us. And it hurts. I know it's been a week since I talked to you guys, and now I'm coming at you guys all serious, but this movie has been playing for about a week now on Netflix and whatnot. And like I said, I've had several conversations with my baby mama about it. And, even her daughter said, Mom, I'm only 14. But if the police tell me to admit to a crime so I can go home, I'm smart enough to know. And baby mama said, no, this is 2019. Of course you're smart enough to know. Even in 1989, you should have been smart enough to know you cannot admit to a crime and think that you get to go home. All them boys' parents should have called the New York Times. They should have got as much press because at the end of the day, they called them the Central Park 5 like they raped this woman together when these boys didn't even fucking know each other until they got arrested and were put in a cell together. And they did 15, almost close to 15 years, 6 to 13 years. They did so long. And when they got out and that man admitted to doing what he did to that woman, and they were all exonerated after they did the time, so you're not really exonerated because you already did the time. They got $41 million to share amongst them, and everybody's saying, oh, well, they got paid. You can't get your life back after doing all that time in jail. So I don't give a shit how much they paid you. What about their mental stability? What about their emotional stability? Getting paid doesn't mean you got over it. It doesn't mean you're even going to survive it. Because Kalief Browder, his mom went to court for him, but then he killed himself. She died. And you know who got his estate? The father that was never really there for him, ever. That's who got his estate. So yeah, the government will pay you after they fuck you and take your life. But is it worth it? I'm not going to jail at 16 years old for 13 years and say, oh, well, when I get out, I get some millions. Do you know what goes on in jail, especially in Rikers at 16 with grown people doing life? And it's never going to be fair to us. There's a man they have right now who did life in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And now that they have evidence showing he didn't commit it, do you know what the judge said? Oh, he's going to get lethal injection anyway because he's already did the time, even though we know he's innocent. But you know why he's still going to get the lethal injection? Because he's black. It wouldn't happen to a white person. Do you understand? So protect your brown and black children. And everyone always said to me, Queen, you are a smother mother. And I'm going to tell you, I smothered them so much that they are safe. They're safe. Protect yourselves. And we need to learn to stand for something. Because we've fallen for anything in 2019. And it's hurting me. I gotta go. It's like 100 degrees. I need to take a nap. I've been up all damn day. But watch When They See Us. Watch the Kalief Browder story. Watch Rosewood. And understand that until we stop showing these racist people that it's okay to murder us, it's never going to change. We need to finally stand up and show them how to truly treat us. Because we're kings and queens. And I'm Queen Amina. And my show, Amina, Amazing Mentors, Independently Nurturing Artists, will be back on Thursday, Jesus Christ, June 13th. I will be live with Philly Street Poet, Philly Stand Up. And we'll just be talking about life, comedy. This is going to be a funny show, so y'all definitely better tune in. And remember, I'm dropping a book called Lessons Through Time, which y'all better grab because it talks about combining slavery era with our current era. And it is interesting. I'm telling y'all, I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm page turning, editing this book, and I'm almost done. So the book will definitely be out by the 15th. It's called Lessons Through Time, and it's by Madafa Lindsay. He's my newly signed artist. But I love y'all to death. I didn't mean to take all y'all time. I got to get back to these girls. We've been in the house kind of watching each other read and do nothing. And I'm going to have me some lunch because it's only 4 something here. But I love y'all to death. I appreciate y'all. I wish y'all safety. I wish y'all health. I wish y'all wealth. And I wish y'all happiness. And if nobody told you today, you are special and you are loved. I love you all. Deuces.